we go and then adopt and then take care of that child? So in adoption, it is a strategic plan between the two parties. So once they bring the child in, there is an agreement how to train this child, how the child is supposed to be raised and everything. There is a perfect agreement for that. You might have some little challenges when it gets to certain stages, but it cannot be compared to that of step parenting. You know, step parenting has its own course. And I was explaining last week about the whole thing that there might be two aspects of it. Either I might have lost my partner by death, or probably out of a challenge and a difficulty, we decided to break up just to have our own way. So even that too also determines the way you will go about it and the difficulties that you will handle. Supposing I have lost my partner and I have decided to remarry again and I have a child I have to take into the new marriage, the situation within that period cannot be compared to somebody who is legally married and there is an issue and then we break up and we want to remarry again at different dimensions. It is not the same.
So basically there's a difference between adoption and
a vast difference between the two. Because
with step parenting, you don't have a choice, or do you have a choice?
Step parenting, what choice do you have? You have a choice on your own. Probably my partner is diseased, or probably there is a confusion and then we can't handle it anymore, so we decided to part company. I still have a choice probably not to marry again.
Yeah.
Just to be focused and then treat the child the way I have to take them through. And there is a second option for you also to go in. So it depends on the individual, the choices you want to make in life. Nobody is mounting pressure on you to marry when you've lost your loved one or probably when you are going through challenge. There are people out there who have divorced peacefully and they are staying alone. Yeah.
And in that case, does it bring something about like co-parenting?
With the step?
Yes, if one partner, if they are divorced, one partner decides to stay single.
Okay.
The other partner might decide to get married, and then this step parenting thing will come in again.
Yeah, so like I was saying, once we divorce and then I want to remarry again, the access of my children or even my child to that of my ex-wife cannot be equated to the new one I'm getting married to, because officially I'm staying with the new one. So she might take major control over the children, because he also needs to understand that once I'm bringing on board some children, automatically they need to be your own. So what strategies do you also have in mind to bring them on board and then raise them together, plus your own if you have?
Okay. So in this case, you also need to discuss with your partner.
Yeah. Like I said the last week, when two divorcees, or probably a man is divorced and the woman is also having challenges and they've separated and they want to get married to different people altogether, when I intended settling down with you, I need to explain all the things I went through in the first marriage for you to understand that probably I'm having two children. Their ages are 16 and 12. And so I may give you a brief background about my children, how I raised them, how I treated them, not because I want you to follow the same pattern, but for you to have a fair idea about the way they might behave, so that when they come and you begin to experience some of these things, it might not be too much worry for you because you have a foreknowledge of what is going to happen. One thing you also need to understand, when I bring children into a different marriage, the woman coming in to handle my children cannot handle them the way their mother used to handle them. We are all not the same. Yes. All the skills and the talents and the giftings are not the same. And so that is where the difficulties come from. You can imagine the child wakes up in the morning and will tell you, exactly 6 o'clock, mommy prepares me breakfast. The second one who has been remarried tells you, my children eat breakfast at 5:30. The work can start from there. Yes. So how do I bring them on board? That is what I said the last time, that you need to bond with them. And number one, you need to listen to them most of the time. Give them space. It is not going to be easy for them to bond with you or gel with you easily. So you need to give them space. Be friendly with them. Take all the nonsense they have to speak to you about. You are matured and you know how to harbor some of these things. In the process of time, I believe you might be able to adjust with it, coupled with your prayers.
So, Patrick, let's take it that you get married again with children, and then unfortunately you die. So the child is left with that partner who is not the biological parent. This can create something, and doesn't mean the real parent can come for the child.
It's a very dicey question because when the man should remarry and then probably pass out and then you leave your children in the hands of the new wife that you've married. I don't know specifically the terms and conditions when it comes to the law pattern of it, but I believe the original woman can come back and claim that child or probably those children from you. There might be a way out. I believe they might get access to, so far as the man is no more and you are not legally owned to them. And even that one will be determined by the ages of the children. If I am matured and probably some of these things should happen, none of the women between the lines should determine where I stand. I am mature enough to take my decision. But when they are too young to go through some of these things, I think the law have to speak for them.
So in that case, if I am that parent and I'm writing my will, I have my own children plus the step, can I include the step in it?
That is your choice.
Okay.
Your will is your personal desire, so nobody forces you who to give your property to. There are people who make wills and give it to strangers, even whilst their children are still alive. So for your will is your personal choice, your personal desires. Whoever you want to will it to, you have the power.
So I think the same way I can decide to keep the child, even if the real parent dies.
Yeah, on that aspect, I keep saying that probably there might be a legal explanation over there.
Okay.
I have no cross-check over there, so I wouldn't want to comment much on that. But still, there will be a legal term, how to receive the child back, or probably they will still born to the new woman.
And talking about bonding, how can stepchildren spend quality time with their step-parents?
Stepchildren and step-parents, it's not easy. Let's be frank with ourselves. It's not going to be easy. Bonding takes time. It takes a lot of time. That is why you need to have the skills and then the talent and then the patience as well in handling them, so that you might be able to have correct bonding. Somebody can fake the bonding. I may pretend as if I am in love with you, but I'm not in love with you.
Both. Sides.
So you need to be sensitive to some of these things. And like I said from the very beginning, I'm a woman, a man has remarried me, bringing on board children that I have not even known for some time now. And so once they come, every woman automatically will be friendly to such children because of the love he has for the man. She will find ways and means to fall in love with these children. But the question is, you need to control your temper. Some kids can be very stubborn. You might try to bring them in a special way and they'll be comparing the whole thing. My mom used to do this. Why are you doing it the other way around? When they begin to quote you these things, don't raise your temper. Relax with them. It's just a matter of time.
Difficult.
It can be difficult, but you find yourself in. So adjust with the situation. You can imagine preparing yam and stew for this child to eat. And the child will tell you, this is not how my mom used to prepare the stew. You don't beat the child. You don't insult the child. What will you do as a matured person? Oh, okay. So, Danny, you know what? You enjoy this one. In the evening, I will prepare the same way mommy used to prepare for you. You are trying to work on the brain of this child.
Patrick, I assume that you are talking to a kid.
Yeah. Their ages are below. But with the matured ones, I think they might be. No, it depends. When the kids are young and there is a divorce, they have no fair idea of what is going on. But when they are matured, close to 15, 16, 17, 18, they might be a little bit updated about some issues. What brought about the divorce? Maybe their mother might be speaking to them on different tone about the whole thing. So they might even see this woman as a threat. You are the reason why that they broke up with mommy. And so the hatred and the bitterness will begin to flow from there. That is why I said from the beginning, once you are divorced, once your wife or husband is dead, and you want to remarry, a counselor should come aboard. You don't rush into the thing. The children need to be psyched up. Even the woman you are going to marry or the man you are supposed to be with, they all need to go through some counseling. It is not going to be easy, but you have to. Just to prepare them. So by the time everybody will begin to understand each other and then you zoom into it, challenges might come, but you will overcome. We are human. Each and every day we make mistakes in life. It doesn't mean nobody is there to correct anybody else. Nobody is there to make any errors or we all do make mistakes. But once we discover, we change. So the main object over here is seek for a counselor, a pastor's advice, and they sit, they talk to your children, they talk to the woman coming on board, they talk to the man coming on board. Once the man is able to take you through all these things, and then you come together as family, then you can go through. You can imagine me living in a different environment. All of a sudden, there was a remarriage, and I have to leave maybe to a different place, or even sometimes at the same place, then the new people can join us. And I've been here for 10 years, before the divorce, before the death. All of a sudden, my stepsisters and my stepbrothers are in, plus their mother, and they've joined. My father starts to be the authority of the house. I want to watch Adoatv, and they are telling me we prefer this TV station. There will be war.
The newcomers.
Yeah. And the old ones will keep telling you, this is my father's house. And they will also tell you, this is my father's house. And you know, these things can spark fire, and then a whole lot of confusion can be in the house. So proper time needs to be taken to work on some of these things so that there will be peace and harmony.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the counseling should include the children as well.
They are all included. Everybody must, you are all going to live as a big family. So they all need to go through their separate ways of counseling for them to understand that is no more living with mommy, either by death or by divorce. These are the reasons why they can't be together. And especially when the other party is dead and gone. That is where the trauma and then the bitterness and everything will be. Because a mother I love so much, a father I love so much is gone. And so in the process of time, let these children understand that he is dead, he is no more coming back, but there is somebody who is there to love you just like your mother, just like your father. You begin to coach them through some of these things, and then you prepare them for them to adjust to some of these things. But where there is confusion, and then divorce have to come in, and then you remarry, depending on the ages of the children, is also another factor. Yeah.
So should they seek professional counseling?
Professional counseling. You know, this is not child's play.
Okay.
This, you know, suicide and all these things can happen within this context. There are young guys and young girls in marriages of this kind, and they've committed suicide because of probably the way they were trying to handle them. They will tell you, I was having a lot of freedom with my mom when she was alive, or probably when she was with my dad. But it seems like when my father got remarried, they've taken away my joy, they've taken away my right, they've taken away my love. I live in my house like a stranger. Nobody understands me anymore. When the trauma becomes so much, they can commit suicide. I will die and I will go for you to live. So this thing, when it comes to this family thing of step-parenting and stuff, I advise people to take time. Fine, I think I'm not, but still control it. Maybe you have a wife you love so much you enjoy. Just like within this corona season, they're talking about social distance. I'm wondering when you are married and they talk about social distance. How do we do that on our marital bed? So I think time needs to be taken to address some of this issue. Honestly speaking, you know, the funny aspect is you don't expect this thing. It was a shock to you. Nobody marries a woman or a man and tells you within 3 years we are going to divorce. Nobody. Or somebody marries and tells you within 5 years death is going to happen. So let me prepare ahead of time should in case it happened. Nobody have this mindset. It comes as a surprise. And so that is the main reason why these things happen quickly. Then bring these professional counselors on board, or even your pastor who is also going through some of this training. And then quickly they can start to take you through the process to ease the tension, the fear, and everything. Unless otherwise you decide to stay alone. There are people like that. They can take that decision. I lose my partner, I'll stay alone. There are people like that. And probably somebody also say, even when I divorce, I will still remain to be alone. I will not remarry. There are people like that. For them, I don't think they have many issues. Yeah, but for those who want to remarry again, it's dangerous. I'm working on some of them, and I can tell you it's not easy. The kind of war in the house, it's not easy.
And talking about the danger, should we consider religion?
Yeah.
Remarry?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important because supposing a Christian chooses to marry a Muslim, and then this thing breaks out, and then you want to remarry again. Even in the area of religion, you know, we have our doctrines and our belief systems. And so I've lost my husband probably who is a Christian. Now I want to tie the knot with a Muslim. I am not degrading any religion, but our belief systems are not the same. We should face it. It's a fact. And so the question is, how do we blend? How do we understand each other. That is the number one reason why I keep saying that as soon as such a disaster happens, seek for professional counseling. All these things will pop up over there. And then you will begin to understand it before you even make a choice. Yeah, as soon as it happened, and you have the intention of settling down again, quickly seek for that counseling. So these topics and agendas and everything will come on board. It will be well discussed, and it will inform you of the choice you are about to make. Yeah.
So let's take it that both parents belong to the same religion, but then they have a child who is a bit grown, and then that child belongs to another religion. How best can the step-parent cope with that child?
You know, when it comes to religion, we need to be very sensitive about some of these issues. Nobody can sit on anybody's right in terms of religion. You have your free will, what you want to do with your life. So if these two parents are Christians and then probably their child have taken a different dimension to join a different religion altogether, and then they separated, and then the child has to go with the father or probably the mother to join a different family, the best thing they can do to bring about sanity, peace, and harmony is to allow the child to feel free, whatever religion he or she chooses to. If you are convinced that you want to win that child back into your religion, go down on your knees and pray to your God. The battle is not in your hands, it's in the hands of the Lord. Yeah. Or the moment you try to convince such a child that change your religion, do this, then that means you need to speak against that religion. That will be the only platform you have, so that you convince him to come to yours, which to me is still not right. So depend on the Holy Spirit if you're a Christian, and you trust so much in your God. Depend on him. He will be the one to convict such a person, and one day will decide to follow you. Yeah.
Go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Viewers, we'll be right back.
Supan na wanya pomuden se wo banum nso a hwe woni se eye mega purified mineral water eye nso a yete ne baby pa asaso ne so se kroje se wonya mega purified mineral water bogu ubu a wo see you manum nsupa mega mineral water de edanso esan say the modern technology so na aye ede na nkabia ne atri mega purified mineral water bacteria na hwe no abewram eye very hygienic obia di wadanse mega mineral water neatly packaged for 500 ml bottles mu na wani bosua na okon donsio wo banya mega purified mineral water to bebia to phone call dodo wa amount 40 per junction and now for 050 7055 409 and now 055 392 1088 mega purified mineral water akona kono.
What food have you been eating? What water have you been drinking? Have you thought of a proper ventilation? How often do you exercise? What about your personal hygiene? How well do you manage sanitation? Cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. So join me, Adressa, on Health Matters on Mondays as I present to you health and its related issues. Health Matters, your health, my concern.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
We steal from people who steal from us.
African Movies on Adoatv comes your way with great movies from your favorite stars.
Any amount you want. out there. Are you cheating? No. How could I?
Majid Michelle, Mercy Johnson, Lil Wayne, Jackie Pia, and many more.
Get to follow my footsteps. Hey! Look at you. What is wrong with you? We are following your footsteps.
Enjoy exciting latest African movies full of drama, romance, action, comedy, and so much more only on Adoatv African Movies. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome back from that break. If you just tune in, this is Adoatv Family Life, and we are talking about dealing with step-parents and blended families. My guest, Bro Patrick, before we went on the break, was talking about religion and step-parenting. Bro Patrick,
Yeah.
so like you were saying, you need to pray, but then it can be difficult to convert a child to join your religion. And in some religions too, it's very difficult for them to accept other people who are not part of them. So let's say I'm getting married again, I have children. Let's say my spouse is dead. So in this case, I can't leave the child with another person. I have to come with the child. And then the new person is insisting we must convert before he can accept the child. Me, I am ready to convert, but the child is not. What should we do?
That is the biggest challenge, the biggest problem I think that most people might be going through. Number one, you are entering into the marriage based on your personal choices that you have made. And so if you have a child and based on religion, you wanted the two parties to switch and then just to join to have a peaceful family. I still believe that you are triggering more dangerous grounds and you are bringing more problems to yourself, because the child needs to have self-will. This is the religion I want to join. This is the way I want to worship my God. And so if the other party is demanding that until you convert and join my religion, there is no way I'm going to accept you, then it's the choice of the mother or the father to decide whether I go with my child or probably refuse my child and enter into that marriage.
But
Yeah.
is it possible? You can't leave your child.
Then think about your family. If truly you love this child, then deny the man. That is what I'm saying, that it all pops up during the counseling section. You might have an idea about the dangers of making another choice in terms of religion and other backgrounds and stuff. So when you have all these things over there, making a choice, the counseling sections you've gone through will inform you of the choices you have to make and the dangers you will face when you go with A, when you go with B, when you go with C. All the choices will be there for you. So you will be informed advance about the things you will encounter before you make that choices. Religion is very delicate and we can't joke with it. Yeah.
After all, if that person is not ready to accept you, you can get another person.
But I know a family where it is blended. The man is a Muslim, the woman is a Christian, and all the children are Christians.
No, okay.
Yeah, I know. I know one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
The
see.
man does his own thing. They also do their own thing. He doesn't even force his children to join his religion. And these are his blood children.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was about to ask that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can imagine what the other section will be like.
Ooh.
I have friends who are Muslims. I have friends with other religion stuffs. We meet, we chat, we discuss issues, but we don't go on religious background because you might not get me, I might not get you. So let's end it over there. We are friends. And they can choose to be in the family with that kind of lifestyle. Okay. When it's time for you to seek the face of your God, just go and do it privately. Let me also do my own. When I finish, we live like normal human being, and we all do things the way we are supposed to do it. But focus on your own. Let me focus on my own. Then we can have peace. We live in the same country with Muslims, Buddhists, and all those kind of things, but we are all together. When it's religion, they separate, we separate, everybody separate. At the end of the day, we all listen to the same TV stations. We eat sometimes the same food, the clothes and stuff and things. So It's all about peace and harmony.
So talking about this religion issue, I would ask, should we take into consideration the age of stepchildren before forming a blended family?
Ages might not be the problem. The whole challenge depends on the spouse.
I believe if you have a child who is very young, it's easy to manage that child compared to someone who is a bit grown.
If your child is a little bit grown, probably 18 years and above, and you want to remarry, you should start your personal counseling with the child. Psych the child up. If it's about divorce, be honest with the child. I am having some challenges with your mom. We've gone through a series of counseling. We've given ourselves space and time, but still it is not working. And where these things are heading towards, if care is not taken, we might have a bigger problem ahead. So we want to separate to have our own peaceful ways. And so when living, living with the children also depends sometimes on their ages. If they are below age, automatically the woman has to take charge and then take care of them. So a man may be willing to remarry, but depending on the ages of the children, the woman might be given access to the children just to raise them to a certain standard before probably a decision can be formed on what to do. So not all divorces takes away the children. Some of them, having a child probably a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you can't expect them to carry them to the new marriage. So you allow the mother to bond the child through these things, and then at the later part, maybe you can choose to come for them. So it depends on the ages and then what you have to do.
Let's say you're a woman, you want to remarry, and then you see that the man has children who are grown up. Because you don't want trouble, tell him, please don't bring them with you. Or you don't support what I'm saying.
Fine. These things are very complicated. If you are married, you are having children. We also look at the normal ages. Some of them are of 20, 25, sometimes even 30 years. These are children, but they are matured and they are grown up. It might happen that they might not even be staying with the father or the mother. They might be having their own places to stay. But the question is, they need to be informed the decision their father or probably their mother have taken. Some might choose to give their consent. Others might fight against it. It depends on how they handle the whole thing. So I said in the initial stage that the counseling aspect is much needed. You work behind the scene. The counselor has to go to the two families to work behind the scene, and then finality of all the two family people come together, and then the man will settle everything over there. Once there is, you might not get 100% completion of the whole thing, but if between 70-80% and they are okay and they can manage it, then they can go through it. Because when the children are also mature and their father probably marries a different person altogether, they think about the property. You see, so you are coming to enjoy. But when it happens on the angle of death, sometimes it's a little bit okay to control some of these things because nature have taken this course. You have nothing much to say about some of these things. But where there is this chaotic situation and confusions and an argument, and then, okay, I can't marry you anymore, let's pack up and go away. But the danger within this thing that I keep challenging people who wants to remarry, what was the cause for the divorce? If the cause of the divorce cannot be defined, then you may have a problem even in the second marriage that you are entering into. Something happened, you couldn't control it. That is what triggered the divorce. How prepared are you to handle similar situation when it happens in the second marriage? So the counselor's work is on this. Maybe you were not the type that forgives easily, and you are telling me you want to remarry. Have you repented and willing to forgive this time should in case such a thing happened? You understand? So this thing should inform you. Because if I have a grown-up child around 16, 15, 18 years, and I keep telling the child, your mother did this and that and that and that, and that is the reason why I divorced your mom. And then you enter into the new marriage, and then probably your child should experience the same thing with the woman you marry. But maybe you were quiet on it, you are not talking about it. So how come this woman committed the same crime and you were quiet? My mom did the same and you divorced my mom. How do you explain yourself? So what triggered the divorce should be the basis for the discussion. Which level has it gotten to that you can't forgive, you are not ready to remarry your own wife again? What is it? Something triggered it. Maybe those you've spoken with never gave you good counsel. But this counselor might help, even for you not to remarry, but rather bring you back again to your wife if she's still alive.
So, is it good to discuss your wife's shortfalls with your child?
I think that there are standards. Sometimes you look at the age. The age difference makes another important thing over there. If my kids are 13 years plus, they are not kids, they are matured. So for them to understand the reason why some of these things are happening, sometimes you don't even dig up some of these issues to them because you married your partner because you love your partner. If there is anything, whoever was there to support your marriage, in terms of the preacher man, the pastor, the evangelist, the whatever, seek those kind of counseling, and then they will be the ones to guide and to lead you in some of these things. For your children, if they are matured enough, you will engage them, but you will not dig deep. At least for the respect you have for your spouse, you don't expose some of these things. If you don't think that this thing will also inform them, one day they will get married and the same thing follows them. Yeah, so we need to be mindful.
Let me take you back a bit to the religion aspect that we were talking about. So let's say basically what should we have in mind when two religions want to merge in a family?
You know, the Bible says I hate divorce, and people have their interpretations and other things concerning that scripture, and they do their own thing. But this is Bible written by men who were inspired by the Holy Spirit. They were not inspired by any alcoholic drink. They were inspired by the Holy Spirit to write these scriptures. So whether you love it or not, you have to believe
Patrick, let me chip this in. Someone said even Jesus, he let go of the cross. He didn't carry it all the way there. So if they are dying in the marriage,
you know, the interpretation of some of these things, I don't go with it. Honestly speaking, people pick things out of context and then they just beat around the bush and then find a suitable scripture and then cover it with it, and then they want to justify themselves by it. There is a condition he gave for divorce. When you find your wife or partner, probably your husband, cheating on you and doing all those kind of things, then you may have the choice, but you can still decide to live with that person. So I don't think basically people should think about some of these things.
But sometimes leading to divorce, it means it's unbearable. You can't take it anymore.
Fine. My major point over there, when you sit with a counselor to guide you in your marriage challenges that you are going through and difficulties, you know, marriages go through a lot of arguments and challenges and stuff. When you see the counselor or even this marriage organization stuff and things to be of help, when they check the level of where the thing has gotten to, there are issues where people are now threatening each other. I will kill you, I will do this, I will do that. The question is, a wise counselor at that age would have fire has exploded. And so number one, the best thing you can do for them is to separate them. Not divorce, but separate them. Let them go their separate ways for some time. So you work behind the scene and still begin to talk to them until the fire quenches and you know that everything is now down. Then they can come together and then probably have a rethink and then go through the whole thing again. So it's not about just one-time divorce. There might be a separation. The way things are going, I think the woman should go to her parents and for the man also to have his own way for some time, a grace period, so that we can work around it. When the tension is okay, then we come down. Where a counselor can sit with somebody and then you find out they want to fight, they want to go to a lot of things and they are threatening that I'll kill you, I'll do this, I'll do that. You are telling me that once you are married, you are one, so stay there, stay there. This is no wisdom. Anything can happen. That is the reason people are killing people all the time. Having wise counselors around you will be of great help to you. Sometimes the people we talk to are immature, people who don't know anything. So they use their emotions to counsel you. And anybody who counsels you on this earth with their emotions, they are endangering your life. Emotions are like vapor in the sky. It comes, you will see them. The next 10 seconds, they are gone. So we should be sensitive to issues when it comes. We don't handle issues with our emotions. We will destroy it. Number one, women can talk. I believe they are gifted for that. Maybe that is how God created them. So for a man to challenge a woman, when it comes to argument, a woman insults you, I will insult you back. When you do this, I do this. A woman can rattle some words on you you wish you would be born again.
Oh, that's because probably she's very annoyed.
Very annoyed, and at that moment she has become very poisonous.
And saying things.
And the things that she is saying can trigger you to do something. Men don't talk much. That is why they box and fight. All their strength lies in their fist. And they don't have their mouth to talk. So we should be able to create a balance in the marriage. You are counseling people. The challenges are coming. Some of them can chase them out in the house with cutlasses and stuff. Once it gets to that level, separate them, so that there will be a perfect ground to go through the issue, digest it, and then the best should come out of it. We don't force people to die in marriages. Wisdom should tell us we need them alive, and so we should find the best way to handle the issues. People are struggling when it comes to marriage. People are going through a lot when it comes to even divorces. And I'm telling you, why will somebody get married 6 months and they're heading towards to the court for a divorce? 3 months, they can't handle it. And somebody also have married for 40 years, 45 years, and they are still, it does not mean they don't go through troubled times. They all go through. But the sense of maturity and how they handle it, and the people they talk to, is the main reason why they are still standing. One party may be fooling, the other party may decide not to talk. It saves the situation. That is their code. But maybe for you, you talk, I'll talk. You slap me, I'll slap you. There are women and men like that. Tit for tat. In marriage, it will not last. But something you claim you love, give a second thought. And the separation to me is good. When you separate them, they redesign themselves. The brains and everything is rebuilt in them. And they begin even to think of the past. And when I finish with it, I will help you to watch your marriage video clip, your wedding clip. Go back whilst you are separated. That is the assignment we offer some of these things. Go back and watch it. What is it that you saw in this man, this woman, that you were so eager to marry her or marry him? And then today what happened?
Maybe you thought it's this way, but then eventually you got to know what you were saying.
But there is a solution to everything. There is a solution, unless you don't want to comply with it. There is a solution to every problem on this earth, unless you don't want to agree with it. So we can come back and rebuild things. We can come back and work on things again. People have been divorced for 2 years. By the grace of God, they've remarried and they are back again. It happens. So people shouldn't be in a haste. The little problem, I need divorce. Today, 65 years, 70-year-old men are all divorcing. What do you want? At age 60, 65, you are divorcing.
You are getting nearer to your grave.
This is the best time you should be. You should rather even be a counselor to the young ones who are coming. I have gone through this thing. I have experienced it. The good, the bad, and the ugly, I have gone through it. Now you should be a counselor by divine authority. I have experienced it. And experienced people are the best teachers on this earth. So why don't you get to them and rather help? So at this age, 65, 75, you are at the court. What do you want? I want to divorce my wife. Something is wrong.
Probably old, but not wise.
Yeah, something might be wrong. I don't care whatever be the problem, but I'm telling you something is wrong. Age 75 and you are struggling with 35 and 40 years who are all divorcing. We need to wake up and be serious with everything that we are doing on this earth. We shouldn't try to pretend around issues. You are wrong, you are wrong. I'm about to counsel somebody even before I came here, and I was just getting a gist about the whole thing. And the lady was telling me that, listen, all that is, they're separated. They were not even married. But she was telling me, listen, all the challenges that happened, I'm at fault. She admitted, pleading for forgiveness. And this guy said no. And I'm yet to go on board to see what I can do. So for some of these things, even before the separation and remarry and things, we should also have, if you want to remarry, then have a rethink. Because the one you are going to marry is not a superwoman. She is not an angel. A mortal like your own wife, capable of committing even worse crimes than the one you divorce. So sometimes you should be careful. I keep telling people, anytime there is problem and challenges and everything, calm down your emotions. Don't address issues with your emotions. it may mislead you and guide you to do some wrong decisions. Today, people have remarried. When you hear their testimonies, they wish they would have come back to the first wife. They wish.
If they had been patient.
They wish they would have come back. So sometimes when there are issues, we need to take time to digest the whole thing. Number one, consider the love you have for this woman. Number two, you have built this family for 15 years, for 10 years. Why can't you hold on and sustain the success and the glory you have achieved within this marriage? Number three, think about the lovely children you have. Consider all these things. And at age 45, age 50, age 60, you want to remarry, to rebuild another family, start again from square one, where you are going to put a lot of chaotic situation on your head, bringing on board children you have never known since they were born, and then you are also taking your own to join. Now you are creating a mix of hell for yourself. And that is the reason why if care is not taken, you may even die before your time because of pressure. So wisdom should tell us we are human. If God can forgive us in spite of the numerous things we've committed, the known and the unknowns, and we claim to be the Christians and any other thing you believe in, why can't you? Why can't you?
So forgiveness is important.
Very, very key. Maybe we need to come and discuss that thing in the family life thing again. Forgiveness within the family and everything. Because these things are breaking down things and they are destroying things. Honestly speaking, we need to have a rethink and then come back. We shouldn't even think of going there. I keep telling people all the time, if you are married, when you wake up in the morning, from morning till evening, something will happen that will give you the urge to seek for divorce. Every day, something will happen that will trigger you to go for divorce. But the question is, why do I still go through it till the second day? Grace is available. Patience is available. I want to eat fufu and live soup 4:30, and you prepare the thing 7:30. I can stand upon this one and divorce you. Crazy things are happening. But if care has been taken and patience is there to see us through for 15 years, for 30 years, for 10 years, for 5 years, for 3 years, and for 2 years, grace is available. Nobody is a perfect being on this earth. So we should watch it. Unless there is a psychological problem where the brains have gone off and the person wants to threaten you with other things and have the chance of killing you. Even that one. There are institutions that can work with it. Yeah, so we need to be very careful about some of these things. We lose ourselves so much and quickly jump into the second stage. And all along, we are looking for examples. After all, this one, after all, this one. You are not that one. God will judge you based on the decisions he has given to you to make today. Don't compare yourself to somebody. The fact that my brothers or my cousins or my friends' marriage is not working does not give me the yardstick for me to destroy my own. Finding some tiny excuses just to stand upon them and then break it. No perfect being on this earth. No perfect being on this earth. My wife doesn't know how to cook. Anytime she cooks, when I eat, my stomach runs. I do it, I do that. Your stomach runs. You will remarry. And when the other woman also cooks, your stomach will not run. Your stomach will fly. So patience is needed, honestly speaking. And there are people watching, I believe so much that some of them might be going through some thoughts. I have to divorce. I'm considering divorce. Master, go back to God in prayer and take time. Talk to proper people that will help you. Not to destroy the bridges you have built all these years. Be an example for your children. Be an example. There are ways we can handle this thing. Our marriages are not perfect. Nobody should sit and pretend as if I'm an angel. We all go through tough time. We all fight, not blows, but arguments and challenges and difficulties. But before sunset, we have a rethink. We have a rethink. We are on this earth to solve issues, so we don't run away from challenges. So your wife is a problem, the man is a problem, your children are a problem. Let's all sit together and work it. That is why you have a mathematics teacher when you were in school, a science teacher, an English teacher, and a distance. So maybe the woman is the math teacher in the house, the man is the English teacher in the house. And so when you have a problem, let me use my own to solve it for you. You shouldn't be in the... Go and get to the law court. I have my friends over there. When they tell you what is going over there, you run. Every day, the number of people that triggers over there to file for divorce, you run. I have a friend, a close friend I respect and I love. He's married with 3 daughters. 3 daughters. I just met him a couple of months ago. I was like, Charlie, I'm fed up. I've seek for divorce. I say, take it easy. Where are you running to? Don't come and give me historical backgrounds. We can break on this thing. Age 35, you are divorcing with 3 children. To rebuild your life again, or no?
As you can see, Patrick is on fire. Let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Supan na wanya pomodin se wo banu nso a hwe woni se eye mega purified mineral water eye nso a yeti ni baby pa asaso ne so se kroje se wonya mega purified mineral water bogu ubu a wo see you manum supa mega mineral water de edanso esan say the modern technology so na aye ede na nkabia ni atri mega purified mineral water bacteria na mhenu aberem eye very hygienic obia di one dance mega mineral water neatly packaged for 500 ml bottles mu na woni bosua na okro donsio wo banya mega purified mineral water to bebia to phone ko dodo wa amount 40 per junction and now for 050 7055 409 and now 055 392 1088 mega purified mineral water akona kono.
What food have you been eating? What water have you been drinking? Have you thought of a proper ventilation? How often do you exercise? What about your personal hygiene? How well do you manage sanitation? Cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. So join me, Adoatv, on Health Matters on Mondays as I present to you health and its related issues. Health Matters